What is up, worlds? Decent Worlds Gaming here today, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. And this video is going to be about on how to get a perfect launch in live races. I know in tier 1 you're not going to have to manually launch your car, but after tier 2 all the way up to tier 5 you are going to have to launch your car manually. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what's the perfect way to get a perfect launch in those races. So if this video helped you out in any way, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as I am having more content, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, world. So let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I actually want to go ahead and do is I want to show you guys how to practice a perfect launch for tier 1s before you actually go into live races. So let's go ahead and do that. So the way I guide myself is through the countdown clock. And as you can see in the countdown clock, it's going to show little dots going pretty much down the right side of the number. And now I'm going to show you here how you can determine when to let go of the accelerator. That way you'll get a perfect launch. So one thing I like to do first is kind of gauge how fast the needle is going to move backwards after I'm pretty much having max revs. So let me go ahead and show you. So what I do here is I just let it go and kind of gauge how fast it's going to go. As you can see there, I was able to get a perfect start. That was actually pretty lucky of me, because I was just trying to test out how fast the needle was going to move backwards. Now that I have a feel for it, I'm just going to go ahead and practice at different times to let go of the accelerator to see where the needle lands. So let's go ahead and test it out one more time. Let it go before it turns to 1. As you can see there, it was a little bit early. So on my next one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for the countdown to actually turn to number 1, and then I'm gonna let go of the accelerator and see if that works to help me get a perfect launch for this car. So let's go ahead and go into that one. So this time, since in the last one it seems like we let it go too early, we're gonna hold it down until we actually see the 1 on the screen, and then I'm gonna let go of the accelerator. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, there you go. And as you can see there, perfect start. So now that we at least know when to launch this car, now I can go ahead and give it a try on live races. And like I said, keep in mind for tier 1s, you're not really going to have to worry about much difference here, because on tier 1s, you don't have to manually launch your car in live races. But in tier 2, all the way up to tier 5, you are going to have to manually launch your car in live races. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and show you now on how to do that. So now for this tier 3 car, since I am going to have to manually launch the car in live races, I'm going to do exactly what I did with the tier 1 car, which is kind of gauge when I'm supposed to let go of the accelerator and the countdown so I can get a perfect launch. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to hold down the accelerator and I'm going to let it go right there as to, oh boy, and as you can see here, I let it go too early. So let's go ahead and give it one more try and see if I can get a perfect start. Like I said, this is going to be a trial and error thing, and I'm missing some on purpose here just so I can get my point across. It will take you guys some time to get the perfect launch on each car, but as you guys practice it, you will definitely get better at it. Trust me, when I first started playing this game, I just completely sucked. I didn't suck that much because I had a little bit of background on a previous racing game, so I kind of knew what to do. Uh, so keep that in mind. Now let me go ahead and show you how you can actually go ahead and get a perfect launch with this car. Alright, so since earlier I let it go too soon, what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to hold down the accelerator and let it go before the countdown turns to 1. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see what happens. Okay, before it turns to 1 right there. Okay, so as you can see, I let it go too soon. So we're just going to go ahead and give it one more try, and then we should get a perfect launch. Alright, worlds. So now in this one, we're going to make sure we get the perfect launch. Earlier, we let it go too early, and after that, this past try, we let it go too late. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're just going to try to get the perfect timing. So before we let it go at the beginning of number 2 on the countdown, and this past one, we'll let it go right before it turns to 1. So we're going to try to find a middle ground here. So let's go ahead and hold it down. There you go. As you can see there, a perfect start. So halfway through number 2 seems to be like it's the perfect launch time for this car to get a perfect. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and go into live race and go ahead and see if we can actually get a perfect launch in live race as well. Keep in mind, like in this practice race, in the live race, you are gonna have to practice a couple times just so you can get the time down perfectly. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you now what you can do to help yourself get that perfect launch in live races. So let's go ahead and go right into it. World, make sure to visit d7wg.com for updates on these tunes and more. And also, if you need extra help and you want to get a hold of me, we have tunes from tier 1 to tier 5 and live races, so make sure to check that out. See you there. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and go up against the Audi RS5 Coupe, and we're gonna see if we can actually get a perfect launch for my Mustang. So let me concentrate here. Now what you're gonna do, same process, you're gonna hold down the accelerator, let it go halfway through. Here we go, get started. Oh, and as you can see, there's a slow start, but that's fine. Like I say, it's gonna be you're gonna have errors, and it's okay to have errors. Just make sure you don't bet that much money while you're having errors, and if you do bet money, make sure you at least have a fast car, so if you do have errors, you still get to beat their ass like I did. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually go ahead and get a perfect launch with this car. So the countdown actually caught me by surprise a little bit in the last race. So in this one, since I know I have to let go of the accelerator around halfway on the number 2 in the countdown, I'm gonna let it go at the same time as in the practice, but now I have to make sure I launch it manually. So what you're gonna do, keep in mind, you're gonna have in your head, hey, I know I have to let it go for this car at 2.5 in the countdown. So let's go ahead and do this, 2.5 and launch. And as you can see, a good start, better than what we got earlier. And I should be able to take this car. I can't remember if I have to shift on third or second, but I'm pretty sure if I watch one of my videos, I'll remember. But either way, I was able to beat him there. So let me go ahead and show you just one more time, and then we'll be able to get a perfect launch. Like I said, just keep in mind what you gather from all the practices you already had, which is for this car, as an example, you let go of the accelerator halfway through the number 2 in the countdown. Now we just have to make sure we get that perfect launch, since we do have to launch it manually. All right, worlds, here we go against Lord Argo with probably one of the ugliest color combinations you can get in a car. But either way, we're gonna try to get the let go of the accelerator halfway through the number 2 and just try to get everything green and perfect. So here we go. Superstar, let's go. Oh, no chance. You got no chance. No chance in hell. All right. Damn. Well, there you go, guys. I'm gonna actually go ahead and do a slow motion and just kind of go over again what I told you guys. That way, if you for some reason didn't understand it right, you can kind of see in the slow motion what I'm talking about. And if you have any questions about this, make sure to leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And before I go worlds, what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all the members in my crew. Every single one, they are doing great. We're trying to get in the top 1,000 crews for the next round. I'm pretty sure we might be able to get even under the 500 crews, because we do have a lot of active members now. It seems like a lot of people were just joining the crew and not being active, and right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep all the active members. So shout out to everyone that's doing a very good job, and also talking in chat, sharing tunes, and just being badass to each other. So if this video helped you out, one more time guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if this is something you want to see more of, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, it's been D7 Worlds Gaming. See you later. Peace.